Well, this Sunday at Avalon, we talked about sex. That's some of your favorite topic, I'm sure. And it always sparks up a lot of interest when we talk about this. This is one of the biggest things in our life. And yet we find that many Christians, many churches, many pastors don't really talk about it. Well, they talk about the bad part, thou shalt not, but they don't talk about what God says for us to do. And so I hope that the takeaway that you got from that this week was how that Jesus has something so much better for us. You know, that is true of everything in our life, that Jesus has something better. The idea that our culture lives in this sexual world that is so, at times, painful and hurtful and even perverted at times, that they're seeking for something better. But when we find ourselves in a relationship with Jesus Christ, we find out that Jesus is the one that has something better for us. So as you talk about this is a really, really important subject because it has so much to do with our life. We wouldn't be here if it weren't not for sex. Sex is such a huge part of every person's life. And so we ought to follow what God says about it rather than what Hollywood says about it. The truth of the matter is that if I'm going to have to choose who to listen to, the people that screw it up so badly and they can't stay married and they always have all these problems, or the one who created it and said this is the way that you can be blessed, then I'm going to follow that. And so as you talk about this, I want you really to think about how Jesus has something so much better in your life. Hopefully, this will lead to some conversation in your small group about some things maybe that you're dealing with. I realize for some of you that might veer into a little bit of a weird area, so we don't want you to be uncomfortable, but we do want you to push past the walls. Talk about this with your small group. Is there a problem you're having? Is there something that you're tempted to do that you need help with? You need people to come around you and support you. Is in your marriage you're having a difficult time talking about this? Well, talk with someone in your small group and let them know. Let them pray for you. Let them talk to you about how you can get through this and break through this barrier and talk with one another. Or maybe you're a single person and you're just really struggling with this whole idea of sex, waiting for sex until marriage. And, you know, we live in this century and that's such an old-fashioned thing. Well, just remember, as we talked about this Sunday, that Jesus said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." This moral integrity leads to great clarity when it comes to our life, great clarity in our relationship with God, and great clarity even in our sex life. So as you talk about this with each other in your small group, remember this point, that Jesus has something so much better for your life.